Hello guys, Turbo Veltrick here, back from another video, and today we have another Beyblade vs. Turbo episode review. Today we have episode 4, Land It, Sea Breaker. So, if you guys do not want to get spoiled, if you live in the UK, yours, like, some countries can actually watch this episode on YouTube, but if you don't live in the UK, go on, like, if you live in the US, go to Disney Now, and you can watch this episode plus to like every episode of Turbo that's out currently. And in Canada, you can go on Teletoon on demand. But yeah, so this episode will have spoilers. If you have not seen it, I recommend leave. Or if you don't care about spoilers, I guess you could stay. Or you can go ahead and watch the episode on Disney Now, Teletoon, or YouTube if you're in certain countries. But yeah, so let's get into this episode. So first off, we start off Iger. He's waking up, and then he starts working and helping feeding the animals at the school. And then they start going to class. Naru and Iger start going to class, and then they're talking about how Iger challenged Ranjiro and took on the well, no, they're just talking about how he took on the 100 bladers, and then he ended up challenging Fubuki, and then they see he's talking about how he would like to floor Fubuki, and then they see him, and then he says hey, and then but Fubuki doesn't reply, and so the Bay Gang, or not the Bay Gang, but the Bay Club is going to watch new Bay News, and since Iger wasn't a part of the Bay Club, he couldn't watch it with them, so Naru and Iger watched it on their iPad or tablet. But anyways, they're talking about how Vault is in a title match in this episode against Kurt Baratier from season. He came into Evolution previous season. He made his first appearance then. He was originally the #1 blader, and so Vault has his title match with him. Wonder Veltrick versus Calzar, and of course Vault wins with a burst finish against Calzar. He bursts Calzar, and so Iger keeps his title. Stays as world champion, and so Fubuki wants to battle him, and then Iger encounters the Bay Gang, and they take off of Achilles. So Iger has to chase the Bay Gang, and Toko and Nika find the Bay Gang chasing off of Achilles. So Toko and Iger have to go and battle the Bay Gang, and then Tobasuki, he ends up throws not Iger, but that would be weird. But Achilles on the ground, and so Ranjiro catches him, and then they see Iger and Fubuki. Oh yeah, Nika. Before this happens, Nika warns Fubuki while Toko is helping Iger chase down the Bay Gang. And so Fubuki and Ranjiro, they battle. And Rockdor versus Fornius. We get into before the battle, we get to what's it called? The Eye Catcher, and then right after that, we start seeing the battle. They both unleash your avatar attacks, and so after that, Fornius ends up bursting Rockdor, and so Fubuki, Suo, Toko, and Nika they leave, and then Iger is talking about their strategies, and Ranjiro hears Iger talking, and then so Ranjiro and the Bay Gang start some new training, and then so Iger is sitting there polishing Achilles, and he's talking about how he wants to defeat Fubuki. So it's the next day, and Iger comes to Fubuki and wants to battle him. Fubuki ignores him until he talks about how Iger's dad made Vault's Wonder Veltrick, and then so he thought he was lying, and then just to get him to battle him, but he actually was telling the truth. So they decide to battle, and so Tobasuki, he finds out, he hears Iger and Fubuki talking about how they're going to battle. So then they start to battle. Ranjiro comes in. First round, Fornius, wins with a ring out finish for the first round. And then we get into the second round. They start to get into their avatar attacks. And then Iger goes into his goes into the mode where his hair comes out of his ponytail. It's no longer doesn't have ponytail band in it. And so they go into their avatar attacks. Fubuki uses Emperor Drift, and Phineas uses Emperor Drift. And then Iger knew this was coming. He was knew his strategy, so he uses Z-Breaker and bursts his Phineas. And then they get news about how Vault was going to take on, how it was having another another title match in the next episode. It was revealed in the end of this episode, and he was taking on Louis Shirazaki, which he's a really awesome character. And then after that, we see at the end of the episode, we see Louis launch his Lunar, and then that's the end of the episode. And then we see some thunder and stuff, and then we see Louis himself. But this ends it for episode 4 of Beyblade vs. Turbo, Landed Z-Breaker. This episode was a pretty good episode. I really enjoyed it. And then next time we will be doing episode 5, Turbo Match, Velchik vs. Lunar. So, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, follow me on social media, which the links will be in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys later.